Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly Oracle Wisdom. For those of you joining me for the first time, my name is Natalie Sadie, and we are going to have a look at what the Oracle cards have to say for the energies for the week ahead. Now, we are literally halfway through September today, being the 15th, as I'm doing this. And if you haven't already, make sure you go and check out the September reading that I did. It is Pick a Pile. And if you did already watch it, maybe it's time to go back and rewatch and see if it was accurate for you. I always love getting some feedback and seeing what worked and what didn't work out for you. All right. So the other thing is, in case you haven't seen it yet, Anne and I had an incredible conversation with ex-Navy SEAL Christopher Maher, and on Gemini Rising, of course, and we ended up speaking about what happens when people are physically intimate with each other and the energy exchange and everything that happens in that regard. It was a fascinating conversation. I knew we were going to hit on that topic. I didn't know we were going to go so far down the rabbit hole. So that's definitely worth checking out. I'll make sure the link to both the monthly and that episode of Gemini Rising are in the description below. And if you're watching this on High Vibe, you can head to my YouTube. Natalie Sadie, Miss Natalie Sadie is the handle for Gemini Rising. And of course, if you want to watch the monthly reading for September, just search the handle at Weekly Oracle Wisdom. All right, so let's get into this. I've already had one card jump out. I'm going to just get a couple of these out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the first one out is Answers. Mystery reaches its resolution. Having answers and clarity, problems will be resolved. Closure from the past. Now, just before we dive into it, we're just going to have a look at what did come out. So then we've got chaos, difficult experiences, heavy burdens test your strength, unpredictable events, and opposing forces. The Star, wish fulfillment, blessings, wealth and fame, becoming quite popular, brand new and hopeful life. And then we have Mountain, obstacles and challenges, possible delays, patience needed, requires perseverance. So just having a look, and we'll obviously delve further into this, but just having a look at what's here so far, I feel like the chaos is coming from this week just being all over the place in terms of we're finally getting the answers to something that we've been searching for. And I mean, it could be something big that you've been waiting a long time for. It could be something quite small, but that there's just been that delay, that hold up where you haven't been getting the information that you need. And if you've had an ongoing issue, just knowing that that is going to come to some sort of resolution, you're going to be able to find your way out of that is a wonderful thing. So with the chaos, I feel like that's very much linked to this Mountain card that has come through with obstacles and challenges, possible delays, patience needed, requires perseverance. I feel like when you're getting answers, but then you're hitting delays in other areas, I feel like this is where it can feel very chaotic. It's like, oh, I have this resolution. This is amazing. But then you turn around and you hit another brick wall. There's another mountain that you need to climb. So just know that I feel like you may be tested with this oppositional forces going on, and just the fact that things could be so unpredictable. With that being said, I don't think unpredictable necessarily means bad. It just means it's not going according to the plan and the timeline that we had. And that's okay. I always talk about the universe and divine timing, and that it happens for our highest good, and this is what it's very easy to forget. As far as the star goes, wish fulfillment, I feel like for some of you, the answers that you're getting are a wish fulfillment, which is amazing, and so that can obviously count as blessings. Wealth and fame, obviously, maybe you've got a social media post that's going to take off. Something is going to happen that lifts you up and puts a spotlight on you. I do think that becoming quite popular is going to be one of the main themes, meaning just in your social circle, especially if you've been laying low recently, this may be the week where everybody starts calling you, wanting to see you. Hey, we've got this going on. Do you want to come join us? Which is a great thing to have. And it just may feel as if you're turning over a new leaf. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you've been hermiting on purpose, that moment where you go, oh, I'm ready to emerge back into the world. And this is finally that time. We've already talked about the obstacles. Look, like I said, I think in relation to the sort of chaotic energy of the week and the fact that you're getting resolution on one side, but you're hitting obstacles on the other, it's part of the journey. We're always so focused on the end goal, and we have to remember that the journey is what makes the great stories. I know trying to achieve my goals, some of the weird and wacky things that I've done, because I do try to have I do try to say yes to everything that gets put in front of me. Does it always work? No. Does it always leave me with great stories? Absolutely. Does it make the journey more interesting and adventurous? And does it keep my friends amused? Yes. So just know that all of this happens for a reason. So just understand that if you're being held back, if you're needing patience, just take a breath, take the wins where you can get them, celebrate them, enjoy the invitations that are coming your way. Don't get hung up on this new obstacle that's in front of you. You've overcome the last ones, even if it's taken a while, and you'll get there with this one as well. So a couple more cards jumped out. First one being contracts, important legal matters, agreement between two parties, making something official, applications and signatures. So you may be signing documents this week, whether it be regarding a home, you're moving somewhere, buying something, maybe a divorce is being finalized. I don't even know why I'm saying that, but there is something that's happening, and maybe that's part of the answers that you're getting, that there are going to be these agreements that are finally made and you're able to move forward. So you may be required to sign some things this week. And then the other card is one that we've been seeing a lot over the last couple of months, which is woman. Female friend enters your life, a female romantic interest, a woman will assist you, a woman plays a key role. So there is a woman helping you at this moment in time and helping you sort of move through all of these things. And so just be aware. And if women are who you like to date, well, there could be somebody new coming in. And like I said, I know I've been saying this for quite a while. I just feel like there's a very strong feminine presence at the moment. And so you just need to be aware of that. One's just jumped out, and I'm going to pull one more. Okay. Okay, so the first one that came out is round and round, new, not applying lessons learned, unhealthy patterns on repeat, unable to let go of the past, and repeating an old story. So is there something that you are doing and you are not learning the lesson? And honestly, this could also be tied to the mountain card, because if you are going round and round and doing the same thing, you're going to keep hitting obstacles. You're going to keep hitting the same problems that you've been getting previously. So listen, sometimes we have to go round a few times to learn the lesson, because each time we go round, we learn something, but we don't complete the lesson. It's not fully ingrained in us. So just be aware that if you're going around and you're going, how am I doing this again? There is an extra piece that you haven't sort of picked up on yet, that you haven't taken. So pay attention to that. Maybe you're just realizing that there is an unhealthy pattern. I had somebody ask me one time, what's your pattern in dating men? And I said, I don't have a pattern, because I'm thinking patterns as in, when you see those people and they date the same looking person, each new boyfriend or girlfriend is the same person, essentially. If you line them all up next to each other, you go, okay, somebody has a type. That's what I was thinking of. And then I had to think about it. And then it dawned on me, none of them looked alike. They all looked completely different. They were all from very different walks of life. What they had in common is they were all very unavailable in different ways. And it wasn't until I realized what my pattern was that I was able to finally evolve and move past it. So you have to have that recognition. And so maybe this is the week where you're going to recognize that there is a pattern, because so often, especially in relationships, people say, why didn't this work? Why are you single? And oh, well, these guys are duds, or the women are all crazy. If you're thinking the same thing about every person that has been in your life, you have to remember you're the common denominator. So what is happening there? Are you making them crazy? Is there something that you're doing that's making them crazy? If it's never working, why? Like I said, it took this person asking me this question. And when I said I don't have a pattern, he dismissed that and said, no, everyone has a pattern. And I really thought about it. And that's how I came to this conclusion. I mean, the other thing is, it could be patterns with your family, the interactions. Maybe they're not healthy and you keep doing it. Your family's pressing your buttons and you keep letting them, you keep giving them the reaction that they're asking for. Maybe it's at work. Maybe you don't have a voice. Whatever it is, this is a week to realize what you're doing to stop that old pattern repeating. And like I said, maybe you're at the end of that journey and you're going to have the realization and be able to move forward. Maybe you're just having the light bulb moment of understanding what the pattern is, and it's the beginning of the work to stop it. But I do feel that it, like I said, it is tied to this mountain card. That could be the obstacle that you're hitting. Why is this happening? And more often than not, when you have these repeating patterns, whether it be family, work, relationships, it's you that has to make a change. It is you that has to change what it is you're doing in order to get a different outcome. So just keep that in mind. And then the final card from the Ascending Life Oracle deck is serendipity, divine intervention, perfect timing, happy surprises, a fortunate stroke of luck. So like I said, with the mountain card, again, I feel like a lot of it, and it is sitting right in the middle of my spread here. When we have these delays, and I know we get frustrated and it's not what we want, but when we have these delays, it is because of the perfect timing that we need. It's that divine intervention by the universe. So just remember that. And like I said when we started, it's a good week in terms of we're getting answers. Friends and people are going to be reaching out to us because they want us to be around. That spotlight is going to be back on us. And we've got wish fulfillment and blessings and all of that in this reading. We just have these more serious moments that we're going to have to contend with. And that's okay. That's part of life. It's part of the journey. But just remember, through it all is the serendipity in terms of the serendipitous timing. The universe always has our back. So now I'm using a new deck that you guys haven't seen yet, which is the Golden Charms Oracle deck. It is another MahrukhX deck. And I think I mentioned we're speaking to Mahrukh about joining us for Gemini Rising. It's looking like it'll be a little bit later in the year. But yeah, so that's hopefully happening soon. So I'm looking forward to getting to know her and be able to hear her story and talk about these decks that she's created. So the first one out is Acorn, prosperity and abundance, good luck energy, great things to come, perseverance and power. So again, I don't think the mountain card because it can look ominous is a bad thing. I think it's more about perseverance and showing what we have. But we've got the prosperity and abundance, good luck energy, great things to come. So everything is working in our favor. And we know that with the serendipity card. I mean, they're out in one of the most beautiful spots in nature. There's the sun shining, everything's glistening. There's a mountain, there's a rainbow. The universe is taking care of us. So that's what you have to remember through all of this, especially when you're being challenged. We've got burger, wanting convenience, feeling unsatisfied, unhealthy habits, unhealthy eating. So again, this round and round card that's coming out, I feel like that is linked to wanting convenience. We're doing these things because it's easy for us. It's what we know. We know the outcome that we're going to get. And if you want to stay in that place and you want to keep repeating those patterns, you can. But it becomes a thing of what is healthy for you, what is good for your growth. And this is where we need to shift it. And feeling unsatisfied, I feel like this is where we're getting frustrated with the roadblocks that are being put in our path, instead of understanding that it's for our highest good. It's happening at the time. Everything's happening in the timing that it's meant to. And as for unhealthy habits, unhealthy eating, I mean, that's self-explanatory. Are you taking care of yourself, or are you thinking, oh, I'll deal with this tomorrow, and not really sort of taking into consideration the hard work that it'll take to fix what you've created by doing this? It's always best to be striving every day to take care of yourself as best you can. It doesn't mean we don't have moments of indulgence, but if you're doing it on a consistent basis, is that good for you? Okay, I'm going to pull two more. So we have steering, wanting control, in the driver's seat, round trip, changing direction. So I feel like with this is our moment of choice. We want control and we want to be in the driver's seat. The question is, are you going to stay where you are? Are you going to stay on the same path, in the same lane, and going in the same direction and doing this? Or are you actually going to change direction and do what serves you at the highest level? So this is the time for you to make that choice. And then we have the hammer card, which is hard work, working things out, building something, trying to fix things. So I feel like we're all going to have this realization of, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's time to put in the hard work. And that includes taking care of ourselves in terms of the habits that we're creating. Okay. And I felt like we needed a little nurturing today. So we're going to finish with the inner child oracle. I'll just pull two of these. Okay. Okay, there's one. Two. Okay. So we've got flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. For me, this card is layered. One, it's actually get up and move your body, play some music, do something, dance around your house. If you're driving, dance around in your seat, just feel that energy and get that life moving through you. The other part of this for me is flow with the rhythm, is move in the direction that the universe is trying to get you to move in. You know, changing direction. It's time to move. It's time to no longer be stagnant. It's time to get off the path that isn't serving us and move in the direction that is. So I feel like start with the movement of your body, and if you don't want to dance, get up and go for a walk. Just do something that gets the energy moving. Those days where you're exhausted and you go, I just don't want to do anything. So you're sitting on the couch and that's it. Then you get up and do something and go, oh, I actually feel great. I just needed to get up and move. Start with that and then start shifting all the other things. And then the other card that came out is let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today. So I love all these landscapes that have been coming out in these cards. I mean, the beautiful waterfall with the birds, and again, the rainbow coming through, even though it's not a full rainbow, you've got the refraction of light through the water that's coming down. You've got the rainbow colors coming through there, and then this beautiful water and the moss. So in these moments where you're feeling frustrated because, you've got the answers to what it is you're looking for, and you've got this resolution and you're signing paperwork so that you've either, like I said, moved, you're starting a new job, but there's something that's going on. Maybe you are settling that divorce and you're finally free of this person. Choose to see the good in all of these situations. If the move was forced or not necessarily what you wanted, look at the fact that you get to start with new, fresh energy, and you get to start anew somewhere and create a new environment for yourself. Maybe that's exactly what you needed. If there's an obstacle in your way and you're not being able to move in the timing that you want to move in towards whatever it is that you want to move towards to, thank the universe for protecting you and for the divine timing of everything. And let the universe know that you understand that this is happening for your highest good, and you're just going to go with it. When you come to the world from a place like this, everything moves so much easier and so much freer. And you're going to feel more grounded and more content. And it's going to be so much easier to navigate all of this. As I said at the beginning, there's so much good in this reading in terms of getting the answers. And like I said, the chaos card, unpredictability doesn't need to be a bad thing. How often have you been sitting around and you get a random phone call that shifts everything? Maybe it's just your mood for the week. Maybe it's a great opportunity that shifts everything that you possibly thought it could be. Maybe it's a gift that someone gave you that you were not expecting, but it shows you how they really feel about you. It shows so many different things. So that's the unpredictability. We can look at the chaos card because of the coloring and because it's a tornado and because of the look on this little girl's face, like it's a terrible thing. And sometimes the destruction is bad, but with the destruction or with the tearing down of things that don't serve us, new things are able to come in, and we build fresh. It leaves room for new and wonderful things to come in. So I feel like it's a great week. It's up to us whether we step into it and really, really get as much out of it as we possibly can, or whether we want to fight it and make it difficult for ourselves and stay on the path that we've been on. I hope this reading resonates with some of you, if not all of you. As I said, go check out the monthly reading if you haven't already, or maybe go and rewatch it now that we're halfway through the month and see if the pile that you picked was the right one for you. Or maybe when you go back and look, you're going to feel attracted to a different pile, because that's what's going to give you the messages you need for the rest of the month. Make sure you go check out the phenomenal Gemini Rising episode that we did with Christopher Maher. That conversation blew my mind. I know from the people that have watched it, it has really resonated with them. I don't think we always think about the energy exchange that happens when we are intimate with someone, but I think it's something that we all need to be aware of, and then it makes us in a more powerful, it puts us in a more powerful position when making the choices that we're making. So have a wonderful week, everyone. I'll be in the studio with David on Thursday for full disclosure.